ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation. We're here with FC Cincinnati, and we finally done it. We've reached the midpoint of the 2019 MLS regular season. 17 games down, 17 to go. So let's see where we're at. Let's see the competitions, see how we've fared so far. Take a drink of tea real quick. There we go. So, as you can see, we're doing pretty good. We're doing very well for our first season in MLS, sitting in third place in the Eastern Conference, well within the playoff contention. And then sixth place overall. We're actually within shouting distance of a Supporters Shield championship, so that's pretty good. The only place we've disappointed so far is the U.S. Cup, getting knocked out in the second round in humiliating fashion. Had to hand it to the Charleston Battery. They pulled the upset of the tournament on us. We took them way too lightly. But anyway, water under the bridge. Let's focus on where we're at. After 17 games, we've got 10 wins, 2 draws, 5 losses, a total of 32 points, and a +4 goal differential. Now, the goal differential is a little worrying. Means we're giving up nearly as many goals as we're scoring, so we need to work on that. Either we need to improve our defense or our offense. One of those two has got to get bolstered here in the second half of the season. Now, the other interesting thing about this here Supporters Shield and just in general is that the teams above us have all played more games than us other than Atlanta United, which I think is safe to say right now is far and away the best team in the league. They trounced us handily, and they're sort of running away with the league a little bit. But as you can see, Minnesota, LA, and Portland all have 19 games played already. It's 2 more games than us, and yet Minnesota and LA are only tied with us. New England has played 1 more game with us, and they're only 1 point up. So really, after a couple of more games, we could actually be in third place in the league realistically. So I think that is just way beyond expectations, beyond measure. And, the board agrees. The board just says avoid finishing bottom of the league. And right now we're untouchable. So we're sitting here at 86%. We can do whatever we want in terms of the board, so that's outstanding. So as season goes, we're looking good. Let's take a look at some stats, see how we're doing stats-wise. Goals. Houston. Huge right now. 39 goals scored in 17 matches. They're matching their name. They are dynamic right now. Portland is next up with 37 goals. That's pretty good. New England, Minnesota, DC, Atlanta, all around 30. We're nowhere on the list. That's a little bit disturbing. I would definitely like us to be somewhere on this list. Somewhere in the top 8 would be good, but, not so much. Headers, not that important. We're 7th, though, at 63%. It's always a good indicator that you're playing decent defense if you've got good headers. LA Galaxy number 1 on the list. Vancouver, Colorado. New England, LAFC, Atlanta, of course, up there. Their defense is tremendous this season. Possession is interesting. San Jose in first place with 55%. We're basically tied. A lot of teams tied. NYFC, Portland, San Jose, Cincinnati, all tied at 55% possession. Now, this is different for me. In FM18, I was just a bomb it, attack kind of guy. And I was never on this average possession list. It was just not a thing I even cared about. But this year, we're actually holding possession, and I think it's one of the reasons that our record is as good as it is. When you look at our offense, we're not necessarily scoring a lot of goals, but we're keeping the ball away from our opponents, and that's a good thing. It's not necessary per se. For example, Houston is nowhere on this list. Well, there's Houston at 5th, actually. So maybe it is a little bit, but I was going to use the real-world example of Atlanta United this year in the real MLS. They just won the Eastern Conference. They won the league, I think, won the Supporters Shield. And they had one of the all-time historic lows in terms of possession of the ball. They were like 40% possession because their counterattack was just so good. They didn't need the ball. They just waited and waited and then, boom, attacked with those explosive players they've got. So I think possession isn't normally my thing, but right now it's important, and it seems to be something that FM19 pays attention to a little bit more. I don't know, but we'll see. I haven't played that many games, so I don't really have a feel of what is the most dominant strategy right now. But so far, it looks like possession is a pretty good way to get some wins. Now we'll look at tackles. This is another interesting thing. We're second in the league in tackles, 93% tackle percentage. We're playing that high press type of style where we're just always pressing, always in the opponent's zone. So we need to be proficient in tackling, and we are. So that's another little indication of why we're being successful right now. We're keeping the ball, and when the opponent gets the ball, we win it back. So we're just, we're ball hogs, basically. San Jose is top of the league as well. For some reason, they beat us out in some sort of percentage points. I don't know what exactly determines who's first and who's second when we're both at 93%. There's got to be some sort of back-end calculation there. Anyway, least conceded. Look at Atlanta United. That is disgusting. 17 games, only 9 goals allowed, man. They are just brutal on defense. They are hammering people. Vicious back there. Sporting KC is next with 14 goals in 18 games. We're nowhere on this list, so again, this isn't my usual indicators. My usual indicators as to whether we're having a good season is, are we scoring a lot of goals and are we not conceding a lot of goals? But this year, we're not on either of those lists. So why we're doing so well? Possession and defense, I guess. Possession and tackling. I don't know. Anyway, most shutouts. Atlanta United, 11 shutouts in 17 matches. So basically, they allowed 9 goals in their 6 games. That's it. That's crazy. Again, we're not on this list. Our goalkeeping hasn't been terrific, even though we do have some good goalkeepers, just haven't been able to keep the ball out of the net, probably because we play such a risky style at the moment. Most fouls, were 8th in the league in fouls after 17 matches. 438 tackles. We got 39 yellow cards. That's kind of a lot. No red cards, though, so that's good. Sporting KC, most passes completed. Again, this is a conundrum. We've got possession, but we're not a very good passing team. So I don't know what we're doing. We're just holding the ball, just like tucking it under our shirts and running around the field. I don't know what we're doing, but we're not passing the ball and we're not scoring. So who knows? Sporting KC, though, they're passing the ball at 82%. So they've got a lot of really good passers on their team. Next to them is 76% for NYFC, and then it's basically around there, 74 to 76%. So Sporting KC is sort of a cut above when it comes to passing. Most crosses, again, we're not on this list, so it's not, our trying to cross it into the target man isn't really that effective, apparently, or at least it's not very efficient. Atlanta United, the most efficient crossing team, 22%. Still not great, but it's pretty good. And then best at hitting the target, Atlanta United, first in the league at hitting the target. I mean, that's why they score so many goals, is they get the ball on target and put it in the net. We're 7th, so that's not terrible. I like to be on this list somewhere for shooting percentage. I like to be closer to 50% than 47%, but you know what? We'll take it. At this point, we'll take what we can get. So that's some really interesting team stats. I'm not exactly sure what to make of it other than we're keeping possession and playing sort of a keep-away game. Maybe that's why our games have so few highlights, right? I've been cruising through some of these games with just no highlights. It's because we're just holding the ball, not getting off any shots. It's not really how I like to play, but it's working, I guess. Player stats. Look at some individuals here. Goals, interestingly enough, Adi is 8th on the list with 8 goals in 17 games. Well, he's only appeared in 13 of them, so that's Pretty good percentage there. Top of the league is Angelo Rodriguez of Minnesota, 30 years old, Colombian. Not familiar with Mr. Senor Angelo. He was an undisclosed transfer in 2018. So usually that means he came from some sort of update. So maybe the last patch added Angelo Rodriguez to Minnesota. So that probably means that they made that move in real life, and FM is just sort of counting it. He had 33 appearances last year, 9 goals. So he's doing markedly better this season than last season. Already 12 goals, already 7.34 rating, leading the league. Christian Ramirez, Minnesota's former striker, now out at LAFC, is second with 11 goals. Juan Agudelo, Kasper Przbilko, the guy who scored on us for Atlanta United, he's got 10 goals. Raul Rudiaz, not familiar with this guy either. 6.5 million he's worth. 28-year-old Peruvian, very fast. He's a really good player. Boy, I'd take him in a heartbeat. 16 pace, 16 acceleration, 16 flair, 16 finishing. Yes, please. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? Take a look at his history. 7.5 million in 2018 from Morelia in Mexico. Wow. Big move. 24 goals last season. So I've probably looked at this guy before. I just marvel every time, apparently. Monotes for Houston is up there with 9 goals. Zlatan still holding it down with 9 goals. 37 years old. In real life, they're saying he's going to transfer to Italy. Play out the end of his career in Italy, so that'll be fun for him. Fun for Italian fans for sure. Sort of a bummer for LA Galaxy, but anyway. Fernando Adi there, as we mentioned, in 8th place. Most assists. Look at this. Jeff DeVries, first in the league in assists. 22 years old. He's got 9 assists in 17 appearances. Next up, Dylan Cerna, 25-year-old American with 9 assists. So there's some good young American talent out there, apparently. João Plata for Seattle next. Victor Ferraz, Tomas Martinez. Teal Bunbury, look at him, the big fella. 7 assists. I wonder if he's playing midfield for him or if he's just, maybe they're going with 2 strikers and he's playing the target man. I don't know, but he's having a heck of a season this year. And Sebastian Blanco with 6, so that's okay. Distance covered, look at this. DeVries and Crispin, both top of the league. 8.55 miles, 8.53 miles. So we got our young guys running all over the place. Key tackles, Justin Glad, the yellow card machine. He's got 10 key tackles on the season. Gustav Svensson for Seattle's number 1 with 12 key tackles. Mabiala. Yeah, some interesting names on that list. Least conceded, Kiko Casilla, Atlanta United. Only 9 goals allowed on the season, of course. Tim Malia, Stefan Marinovic, Alex Bono, Tim Howard, Joe Bendick. A lot of familiar names up there. Brian Silvestri for FC Dallas. Let's pronounce it, possibly. And then Piedrahita for New England. 20 and 21 goals allowed. So the top of the league is much, much better than the bottom of the league, or even the mid part of the league in terms of goals allowed. So it's a huge gulf between Kiko and the rest of the league. And I guess that's what we predicted. Most shutouts, as we saw, 11 shutouts for Kiko. He is just crushing this league right now. And again, we're nowhere on the list. Most tackles per match. This is interesting. We don't have anybody on this list, so it's sort of a team tackling effort right now. Winfred Zahibo from New England is top of the list. Most dribbles per match. Again, I never really care about this. We don't have anybody on the list. Ezekiel Barco's on the list, but yay for him. Most key passes, Tomas Martinez. He's driving that Houston offense right now with 45 key passes. A lot of familiar names. Valeri from Portland, Ladero from Seattle, Luciano Acosta from DC United, and on down the list. Nobody for us, though. And again, hitting target, Michael Barrios. 63% is our only guy on the list. And he hasn't taken many shots or scored many goals. He's got 1 goal on the season, so maybe he needs to shoot a little more. Angelo Rodriguez from Minnesota is top of the list. And again, another Houston player, Ronaldo Pena, 69% of his shots on target. So it's an interesting bunch of statistics we got going on. I mean, I guess we can take a closer look at our team and look at specifically our boys and how we're doing. Again, Jeff DeVries, top of the list. He's played in all 17 matches. I never would have thought that at the beginning of the year. But he's got 3 goals, 9 assists, 4 players of the match, and a 7.28 rating. This kid, I mean, what can you say? He's just been spectacular. Seems like we have one of these guys every year, a super draft player who just plays out of their mind. And this year, it's our second-round pick, DeVries. Alashe, 16 appearances, 3 goals for him, 2 assists, 2 players of the match, 7.14 rating. Marquez, Crispum have played pretty well. Crispum with 2 assists. He could be a little bit more effective, I think. He's started 14 matches for us. Only 2 assists. Yeah, we could expect a little bit more out of Crispum. Miller's played fairly well. 13 appearances, 1 assist, 6.78 rating is okay. Barrios, in and out of the lineup a little bit, only started 12 games, 6.7 rating. We could expect a little more of him. Same with Adi. I mean, he does have 8 goals and a 7.0 rating, but he's only played in 12 matches. And when he's not there, we struggle to score. So it's, we put a lot of pressure on this guy, and we're going to expect not just a good season, but a great season out of Adi, and we'll see if we can get that out of him. Zach Steffens only played 11 matches. Other than those guys at the top, we got a lot of guys in and out of the lineup. Look at Ledesma's had 5 off the bench, so he's one of our top guys off the bench. Beasler, 8 times off the bench. Klute, 5 times off the bench. So we're doing a lot of rotation. Is that helping? Is that hurting? Our starters aren't looking particularly great. We only have 3 guys in our starting lineup, really, who have over 7.0 rating. We should probably put Ledesma in there a little bit more. That might help us out. Kiri Shelton, maybe give him some more opportunities as well. So we're going to have to look at that as we go forward. All right, so as we do go forward, I mean, there's not much else to look at. We looked at the academy. We know what they're all about. They're just going to kind of sit there and do their thing. Finances, we're fine. There's almost never an issue when it comes to MLS, when it comes to finances. They got that part of the game locked down. Like, MLS is almost like a turnkey operation. You're going to make like a couple of $1 million a year. That's kind of blasé for where the league has come from in the past. Like, this league was not financially stable or financially fit just a few years ago, maybe 5-10 years ago for sure. So to be where they're at now with the TV contracts and all that kind of stuff, for me to be able to be blasé about this finance stuff is, good for the league, but maybe not so great for Football Manager. But anyway, we're looking good financially. Board-wise, we looked at that. We're fine. We're improving the training facilities again. So we'll try to do that. I don't know if we need another affiliate club. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I mean, the Atlanta Silverbacks, they're basically useless to us because none of our players will go play there, and we can't sign any of their players because all their players are destined for the Super Draft. So there's basically no reason to have the Silverbacks as an affiliate, so we can look for somebody else. Club-wise, we looked at the facilities. We're improving the training facilities. Our data analysts are still poor. We can maybe improve those. We can't really do much about the coaching or youth recruitment. The board just isn't interested in that, and I don't know exactly how that fits in terms of our club youth recruiting versus the academy's youth recruiting. Are they the same? No, see, they're different. The academy's youth recruitment is limited, and our youth recruitment was not limited, basic. So I don't know what happens if we improve our recruiting, but if the academy never improves, will it make a difference? I have no idea. Transfers, not much has happened in transfer history. We did make one trade. Well, a couple of trades, really. We traded an international slot to Toronto for a couple of super draft picks, 3rd and 4th round. No big deal. And then we just traded Jose to Houston for their 1st round pick in the super draft, 2021 super draft. So a couple of years from now. Basically, Jose was a little overpaid, and he's just incredibly injured. He's been injured all season. That's kind of his reputation, unfortunately. I've had him in other saves in the past, and he just gets injured. So might as well get something out of him. We got him basically for a 3rd round draft pick, and we're getting exchanged for him a 1st round draft pick. So that's a net win, I suppose. We got a lot of defenders, so we don't necessarily need him, especially with Okogu being back. It's kind of crowded back there, honestly. Medical center, doing okay. Barrios is a little banged up. C-Bone's a little banged up. We got some pulled muscles going on here. Other than that, we're okay. Injury susceptibility. Some guys who are not fit. McLaughlin, Snedden, Hector Juarez. But other than that, we're fine medically. Staff, I'd like to improve the staff, but that's not going to happen in the mid-season. Dynamics have been up and down, but we're getting better. Cohesion is up to average. Locker room atmosphere is back up to good. Leadership support, of course, is very good. Hudson is still unhappy. We got a few other guys concerned about playing time here and there, but we're managing it at the moment, so we're looking good. So what do we got schedule-wise coming up? Well, as previously mentioned, we have the Houston Dynamo. And this is going to be an excellent matchup because you saw how good their offense was. And they're 3rd place in I guess they're 4th place now in the Western Conference after some of the games this week. And we're 3rd place in the East, so it's a pretty even matchup for us. So let's take a look at Houston. We don't know a lot about these guys. They've got, at least one good defender. We know they've got good players on the attack. Cabezas in midfield is very good. We've seen Tomas Martinez on those lists. Manotas as well. Looks like he's playing striker for them. They've got Gaddis available as well, who's a pretty solid defender should they want to bring him in. Albert Elise right now is on international duty, so that saves us one of their potent attacking players. But other than that, they look to be at full strength. Fehlhaber in the midfield as well. There's Jose. Looks like they're going to slot him right into the starting lineup. He did just get healthy, and we traded them to him, so they're going to, ride that horse for as long as they can, I guess. For as long as he's healthy, they're going to have him in there. Here's the matchups this week. LA and Columbus draw. Portland and New York draw. LA Galaxy versus Atlanta United. We'll see if LA can put up with that ferocious defense of Atlanta. Anybody else of real interest? I don't know. Is any other terrifically interesting games there? So this might be the game of the week, honestly. We're going to continue with the formation we've been continuing with. We've got a little bit of a different lineup in there, I believe. Because we've got some guys who went out on international duty. Zach Steffen, as you can see, is on international duty. So it's a good reason, or it's a good thing we kept Hudson around. There were talks of trading him, talks of loaning him out maybe. In the comments, some people were asking, maybe you should loan him out. But I think we need to keep him around just for this reason. Just because Stefan he's an international keeper for Team USA. He might be the starting goalkeeper. I don't know. But he's going to at least be on the team. And so right now I think it's Gold Cup season going on here. So we're going to have a bunch of CONCACAF business and then World Cup qualifying and all that stuff. So we're going to have to keep Hudson around, I think, just for that. And here we are. We're at home, Nippert Stadium, 22,367. Breezy and 95 today in I almost said Houston, in Cincinnati. What time of year is this? This is July, so that makes sense, I suppose. This isn't good. Kevin Slot gives out an average of 2.7 yellow cards per match, and we are yellow card happy. But we are the favorites today, 5-4. They've got a lot of players out. Yeah, they got a lot of players out, so we'll see. Vladimir is out with a broken foot. He was one of their top free agent signings a while ago. So, yeah, we've had several players miss out because of yellow cards. And I think most of them are back right now. But we're going to go with this lineup, I guess. See, we could bring Delgado back in for Beasler. Delgado, his fitness went down so quickly. Look at that. He's down to 66%. He's only been out like a couple of matches. We could also bring Adi back in for Shelton. Even though we changed things up a little bit. I'm going to keep Ledesma out there. DeVries, Romney, Miller, Marquez. Okay. So, we changed the lineup a little bit. And we got some wins. Oh, I didn't even look at the schedule. I didn't look at how we got here. We'll look at that after this game, I guess. So, as I mentioned, Hudson in goal. Romney, Miller, Akugo, Marquez, Alashe, Delgado, DeVries, Crispum, Ledesma, and Adi. Meanwhile, Houston, they've got Nelson in goal, Lundqvist, Villafara at fullback. There's Aha, Leonardo, Cabezas. Yeah. It's pretty much who we thought. Adair Luiz at left wing. Wenger at right wing. Manotas up top. So we got to watch these two guys. We got to watch Manotas and Martinez. Those are the key players. Other guys, if they beat us, good job. All right. Opposition instructions. Hello. Let's go. All right. So Manotas, we need to definitely press and close down. Luiz will press. Martinez will close down on press. Let's see. Looks like Lundqvist might be coming forward. Yeah, he's got some sort of thing here. Worst discipline for Lundqvist. All right, so maybe we'll press him too. Just to maybe we can frustrate him. Maybe we can get him to commit some fouls. Already a significant talking point following the absence of Justin Glad. Why did he not play today? Well, basically because he can't keep from fouling people. He's just, he didn't look sharp. Get out of here. I mean, he's played well when he hasn't fouled people. But he's just a murder machine right now. It's hard to have him out there. So we're going to put Akugo back there. Akugo, team captain. Let him play some defense. He's been playing well in the midfield, but now with Delgado coming back. Okay, here we go. First highlight of the game. There's Delgado. Throws it in. Not a great throw in. Luiz is going to get it for Houston and send it forward. Manotas outrushes two defenders for it. He's guarded well, though. Has to drop it back to Lundqvist. Martinez with the shot. Wow. Was not expecting that. I thought we had that defended fairly well. So Marquez couldn't make the play, and then Martinez just rips one. I mean, that was a great shot. There's not much you can say about that other than great shot. All right, here's another throw-in. They're pressing high. Romney throws it in, another bad throw-in, but Alashe is able to gather it in, gets it to Delgado. Houston is pressuring us, that's for sure. Romney's come forward. Alashe is just fumbling around there. We're going to get beat on the back line. No, we're not. Kugo, he read that one and got back there. Good man. So the highlight continues. This could go either way. This is going to be an important goal. Adi doesn't go for it, but Delgado gathers it in. Lashy. Crispum bombs it down the sideline for Ledesma. He's got it out wide. Can he get it to Adi? He sends it in. Adi with the header. Off Nelson and in. Ledesma trying to make a play for that right wing. You know, our guy Michael Barrios has not been playing well recently. If Ledesma can get us goals, then, you know, we're going to play the best player. Adi with a sneaky near post header. Nelson, I think, sort of surprised by that. And everybody's on side. VAR is absolutely fine. It almost looked like Adi swatted that in with his hand. But anyway, we need a lot more of that from him in the second half. And again, like, what's the deal with our team? Offense, defense, we're giving up goals. I don't know. Here's Miller. Crispum, two-footed scissor tackle. There's a sending off for Luis. Adair, Darwin. Sorrent. Get out. Everybody, get out. Send their whole team off. There we go. They're down to 10. This is good. Maybe not. Martinez with a free kick. Drops it to Manotas. He's got some space. Got a big wall in front, but out wide to Wenger, who is pretty open. We're not covering him very tightly. Alashe with a good tackle. A two-footed lunge, but he manages to bomb it downfield. Crispum can't control it. Fellhaber's going to drop it back. Here we are. We're triple teaming Jose. We know something they don't about him, apparently. Delgado centers. Crispum. I mean, it's like we traded them that guy, and he makes a critical error. I mean, look at this. We just swarm him. We're like, we know Jose's no good with the ball, so we're going to swarm him. Delgado crosses it. Adi just sort of dummies it. Let's Crispum take it. And there we go. 2-1. We're looking good. Crispum has had some good plays, some bad plays, but right now he's got 7.3 rating and a goal. Here we are again, a Kugo. Crispum sort of eventually gets the ball. Out wide, good pass to Ledesma. Ledesma takes it out wide again, looking to make that cross. No, he has to drop it back. A weird pass to Romney. Left back is playing in the middle of the field for some reason. There's Ledesma, wide open, lots of room, lots of space. Centers to Alashe. Shot wide. They're not really respecting Ledesma out there in that right wing. And that's fine with me. But here we are, Houston, trying to start a counterattack here. They don't have anybody downfield at the moment, but they're trying to rectify that. There's Manotas, wide open. Probably should be more covered than that, but his shot just sort of hooks wide. I thought that was going to be a goal. Anyway, here's De Vries. The highlights are coming fast and furious now. There's Jose heading it out. Adi, though, back to De Vries. Our favorite play, the second chance to De Vries. Drops it to Romney. Back out to De Vries. Back to Romney. He gets tripped. Is that a penalty in the box? VAR. We're going to take a look at it. The ref is going to make the long jog back to midfield here. You'd think he could just go to his earpiece, but no. Gonna have to break out the TV set. He's gonna have to run by Houston's coach there as he looks on. Andrew Wenger, video assistant referee. What's the decision here? VAR signals. Free kick. Free kick. Look at that. Mere inches away from a penalty kick. DeVries, though, is going to take it. Sends it back post. And there's another foul, but that's a foul on Cincinnati, so we're going to go the other way. All right. Whole lot of nothing there. 32 minutes down. Another highlight. Man, there's so many highlights. So Jose, he's going to get rid of the ball quickly this time, but it's another turnover. Straight to DeVries. DeVries takes it out wide. Adi heading towards the front of the net. Can't get to it. Romney, though. Crossfield to Miller. The fullbacks playing the balls to each other. Delgado just shoots one. That was an interesting attempt. I don't know if that was supposed to be a cross or what, but anyway, we get a corner out of it. DeVries on the far side sends one high. Delgado, that was a good back post defense, but we retain possession. DeVries, more penalties. Ledesma, I think, got that one. Yep, Ledesma fouled. Another highlight coming in, 35 minutes. Coming near the end of the half, both teams desperate to score one. Houston on the attack. Manotas down the middle. He beats Akugo. One-on-one with Hudson, but Hudson makes the stop easily. Got to remember, Houston is down to 10 men. Here's Martinez with a free kick. Sends one in. Alashe heads it out. Cabezas chases it down for Houston. They're going to try to reset, but no. Miller is there. Gets the ball forward to Adi. Can he send it across field? He does. Gets it to DeVries with tons of space down the near sideline. Looking to make a cross. It's deflected. We're going to get a throw in on the near side. Highlight does not continue. We are out shooting them first half 10-4. 5 on target to 2. Clock is starting to run now. 38 minutes and counting. Looks like they have changed their formation. We should probably be looking at their formation, right? Houston's formation. What are they up to? What is this nonsense? What's happening here? They're like totally off kilter. Okay. So I suppose we should attack down that sideline, huh? Seems like the thing to do. Huh. Yes. Tactics. Let's try some tactics. In possession. So we have changed our tactics a little bit, if you haven't noticed. We've gone to a shorter passing game. We're controlling the ball anyway, so we might as well sort of go down that route and just try to control the ball even more. So that's what we've been doing. But now let's try to focus down the left-hand side and see what that gets us. Sure, why not? Let's go to the dressing room. Other than that, I don't think there's anything we need to go through. Happy with your performance so far. Keep it up. Let's go. We don't have any real yellow cards to think about or to worry about. Start the second half. Yes, please. Thank you. There we go. So here's Crispin. So it's going to be up to DeVries and Romney to sort of move our attack along. We'll see if that's a good idea or not. Jose picks up a yellow card for Houston. Their team looks a little tired. Lundqvist, Cabezas, Fellhaber, all tired. Here's DeVries on the free kick. Sends one in. Ledesma can't get to it. Crispin, though, heads it in. Ledesma looked offside. We're going to be VAR in this one for sure. And video assistant review. Called the decision. They didn't even show it. Offside. There we go. Disallowed goal. It's pretty sure they would. But, hey. What can you say? You know, should we... I think we should drop the defensive line back. Just because the only attempts they've got on us have been counterattacks. So we're going to play it a little safe. That's kind of how we've won the last few games, which we didn't even look at. But I will after this match. Is sort of get ahead and drop back and play defense. So we're going to play possession ball. So that's what we're going to do. Look at that. 21 shots to 4. 9 on target to 2. 8 fouls to 12. So they're even out fouling us. They got 2 yellow cards. 59% possession. Basically, we're killing them. Jose, I mean, we should be probably pressuring Jose a little bit more, but there we go. Crispum, Romney, back to Crispum, waiting for the overlap. DeVries, Adi. Oh, that's a foul for sure. That's a penalty. Adi's limping a little bit, but not too bad. We're going to go to VAR, which is how we do it. Leonardo, the video assistant referee, has been called upon. Looking at the film. It'd be nice if they showed like a little box or something that showed the replay. I don't know. Like TV style. That'd be cool. He pointed at the center. Ledesma will take the penalty. Why didn't he point at the box? He should point at the spot, right? He shouldn't point at the... Anyway, we're going to take the penalty. Ledesma sizing it up. Not a great save attempt there by the goalkeeper. But that should be enough to put us past Houston. So I think maybe we found our system. We play a little bit more possession style, a little bit more defensively. It's maybe not as fun as the all-out attack, but we're still in attack mode, so I don't know. Here's Lopez. Maybe we should dial back the attack now. It's 74 minutes in, and there's... Oh, no, look who it is. Jose getting his first goal of the season. He does have that size and jumping reach. I mean, that's why we picked him up in the first place. Look at that. Just wide open. Nods it in and then struts a little bit. So, in reality, it looks like he's had a pretty good game against us. But I don't know. All right, here we go. Free kick. DeVries sends one in from the corner. Ledesma gets the head on it. Ledesma is really good at those headers. I don't know what it is, but he gets those. Do we have anybody who's playing poorly? Not really. Crispin with a 9. Ledesma with a 7.4. Adi with a 7. 6.8s, 6.7s. I mean, our central defense maybe not great. Miller maybe a little bit tired. Our central midfield maybe a little tired, but I guess a really late sub here for Lachey. There's only 3 minutes left. 1 minute left. Corner for Houston. Hudson snatches it out of the air. 30 seconds to go. Final highlight. Gonna roll it out for Ledesma. Just wasting time here. 15 seconds to go. Marquez playing around with it. Kugo. Houston is sort of pressing, I guess. But there's DeVries. Gets it forward to Crispum. We're going forward. Adi on the run. He's also got Ledesma there. He crosses it. Oh, jeez. Bessler comes in. Gets this. Beasler, I mean. I don't know who scored that. Delgado, Beasler. It says Beasler with his second goal. But this is a pretty late charge here. Adi crosses it. Delgado, point blank. Beasler gets the deflection. Everybody onside. So there we go. 4-2. That's going to help our goal differential a little bit. Getting a late goal like that. I'd be mad if I was Houston, for sure. But we caught him on the counterattack, and there's not much you can do about that. Fellhaber playing around with it. Drops it back. Minute overdue here. There's Jose getting way forward. He's playing almost defensive midfielder position. There we go. Full time 4-2. Darwin Seren sent off in the 14th minute. They still managed to score 2 goals against us, managing only 3 shots. So I don't know what's going on there. 33 shots to 5. That's just utter domination. So what's the deal? Is it goalkeeping? Normally I'd put that on goalkeeping. We do have a rookie goalkeeper in. Could be defense, could be the high line that we play for most of the game. I don't know what it is, but we still get the 4-2 victory, so we can't be too upset about it. Players are in good spirits. Sure, well done, guys. That was a good win. Houston, anytime you can beat Houston, it's pretty good. So there we go. Good behavior award for Alashe. That's good. He didn't get another yellow card, so he was 1 card away from a suspension. As I told you, we're just yellow card magnets this year. But since he, I think, played 5 games without getting a card, he gets 1 card taken away. So that's cool. Schedule. Again. So, first half of the schedule was perfect almost. We only had 2 draws and 5 wins. No losses in our first, that's 7 games. We played 8. So 6 wins. Yes, this is mathematics. 2, 4, 6 wins. 2 draws, no losses in our first 8. That's a pretty good first quarter of the season, gotta say. But then second quarter of the season, we hit some rough spots. Especially Atlanta United and Philadelphia, 3-0 drubbings back-to-back. That was terrible. And then a 3-game losing streak when we lost to LA Galaxy. But we finally came back, got a win versus Montreal, lost to Charleston in the U.S. Cup. That was no good. But we still bounced back with a win versus FC Dallas, then a loss to LAFC. You saw those games. And then after that, we went on a little interesting thing. We lost 2-0 to Portland. Was not a particularly good game at all. We had some players play pretty badly, particularly Barrios and Adi, our star players. So we shook them up a little bit, made some substitutions versus Real Salt Lake, started Kiri Shelton, started Ledesma in there. Barrios still started, but, tried to move things around. And we got the 1-0 victory versus RSL. And then we got another 1-0 victory versus Minnesota in a kind of a similar lineup. Kiri Shelton in again at striker. Ledesma in again at attacking or advanced playmaker. Barrios, we had to substitute him out again because he got injured. So we moved Ledesma over to the right wing. He got a goal in the second half, our only goal of the game. Look at that, 87th minute off another corner from DeVries. So DeVries got the assist again on that. So that's where we're at right now. Ledesma on the right, DeVries on the left. Have brought Adi back in at striker, and he, of course, scored today. So probably not going to bench him for Shelton, even though Shelton does want more playing time. So we got a little bit of worry there. But for the most part, I think we figured out we're going to go with what the statistics are saying. The statistics are saying that we're a possession team. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to see how far that takes us. And right now it's got us on a 3-game win streak, so we're looking good. We got Seattle and Vancouver coming up next. Those should be tough matchups. Then Chicago and Orlando, those should be less difficult matchups. And we still got the whole rest of the half season to go. We got the transfer season is coming up. Take a look at the calendar. Transfer window is the word I was looking for. Opens up in a couple of weeks on the 9th of July. So I don't know that there are many moves that we want to make in terms of bringing people in. We do still have 2 designated player slots. We could still bring players in, but at this point, I don't know if we need to. Maybe we'll send away some of these players that we don't necessarily need. But none of that is, at this point, none of it is particularly needed. It's just kind of for fun. So, we'll see what happens. I guess that's it. I'm running out of things to say, so we're going to end it right there. We'll come back for probably those next 2 games. We'll probably come back for Seattle and Vancouver, and then we'll play a couple off screen and see where we're at the 3/4 season mark. So, till next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.